Let's see, we should be live. Hopefully. Starting, yay! Also, hopefully my mic quality's gotten better, because now I'm closer to the mic so you can actually hear what I'm saying. So, basically I'm making an esoteric, whatever you call it, language. I'm gonna call it nodes, but with a Z, because Z's are cool, and that's what the cool kids do. So I'll just make a folder, and it's gonna be based off of, you guessed it, nodes. The nodes are gonna interact, but at the same time it's still gonna kind of be a programming language, I hope. So now we're just making the files for it. Very nice. Alright, so basically I want it to be something like this. You've got nodes. You can declare nodes by saying n, and n's just going to call some function. And then the nodes are going to have three different properties. They're going to have their components, and then they're going to have their initial value. So that's going to be a number, an integer. And then they're going to have their position. And their position is going to be an x and y value. And for the different components they can have an R component, a G component, and a B component. And an R component takes input. Alright. A G component locks the node if it receives an input. And then the B component sends an output. And all of those are connected with lines. And then obviously the position's just going to be integer coordinates. It can be two-dimensional. And then for lines, the lines are going to connect the nodes. It's going to have two properties. It's going to have the starting position and then the ending position. So let's say I've got a node at 0, 0. Or actually, I guess it would have to have the starting position and then the component it's taking the input from. Yeah, alright. So we've got a starting position. So let's say we've got this node right here at 0, 0. I can select that node, and I can say I want to take its B component, which is its output, and I want to add it to say if we have another node at 0, 1, I can add that to its G component. So if this node gets a value greater than 0, it's going to have this line sending it to the G component of the node at 0, 1, and then that's going to lock that node. Because the G component is like a toggling system. You know? Hopefully that makes sense. Alright. So, how am I going to go about this? I guess I'm going to have a function that evaluates each line. So, evaluate, and we'll have an input, and I probably shouldn't have deleted that example actually, so I can kind of see what I'm doing in a way, I guess. Comment that out though so that it'll still work. Function, evaluate, and then input. So I guess I can split these up using semicolons. So input dot split and then semicolons. That's gonna work, I think. So we'll have that as lines. And I've got to do the HTML for this too. So I'll just do script source equals script.js and close out the script tag. There we go. Now let's see if this hopefully works. Evaluate. And then let's say I've got two commands, hello and hi. And now lines should be equal to, yep, hello and hi. So those are our individual commands. So now that we've got that, we've got to do for each line. So for lines, or no, we've got a var I is equal to 0. I is less than lines dot length minus 1, and then I plus plus. And we'll just console.log just hi, and then we'll see that it gets the correct number of stuff in the loop, or the correct number of iterations, because I'm bad at that stuff. Evaluate hello hi, and it only does it once. Yep, I always make that mistake. It's not minus 1. Evaluate hello hi, that's going to give us 2. And then we can just say lines I, and that's going to reference the specific line. So then how do we break down this line? Well, you can have an index of a string, right? So like if I did that, it would give me the E and the H. Yeah, alright, so the first letter of a line is going to determine its command. So N and L. So lines I 0. And then we'll just make if statements based on those. So if it's an N command, then do something else. Else if, is that a thing in JavaScript? I don't know, I think it's a thing. Else if, gotta pass something in here. Lines I 0 equals, what's the other command? L. Console log N, and then console log L. And that works. Nice. I guess else if is a thing. So now for N. N is gonna have 2 arrays, I guess you'd call them. Sure. So can you evaluate strings and turn them into arrays? So if I just did that, yeah, that would give me an array 1, 2, 3. So if I had a variable, could I set that? Yeah, alright. That makes life easier. So is there a way that I can clip out these certain arrays? Well, first of all, I need to get everything that's inside the parentheses. So I guess I'd just split the string by this, and then split it again by this. Maybe. contemplation. Is there a way that you can take a value after a certain point? So hello index and then past 3, everything past 3. I know that's how you do it in Python, but I've never really needed to do it in JavaScript. Let's just go to our good friend Stack Overflow. Nah. Yeah, I didn't really think that that would get anywhere. So, we're on our own. And I want to get this. String.splice. Isn't that a thing? Splice. Yeah, that gets you from a certain point. Maybe. No. Are parentheses a data type in JavaScript? Could I evaluate something? Sure, I guess. That could work. If I were to put that in there, would that be a data type as long as I had RG and B defined? No. It wouldn't. I could just change the syntax of the language. That would probably be the easiest option. That would create an array for that. So, this would be readable, right? Yeah. Yeah, that would work. That would work. So I guess that's the new syntax. Cool. So, now, I guess for n, parts is equal to I could just do string.split L or string.split n, and that would remove the n. I know there's a way to get a string after a certain character. Cool. If I split a string, let's see. I don't even have that open. If I split a string and the first character of the string is the thing that I'm splitting, what would that give me? It would give me nothing. Alright. So then I could just pop that, right? So L dot split. Yeah. No, come on. Dot pop. And now it just give me that. Alright. Incredible. So we're going to take the whole thing. Lines I. Gonna split it for n, because this is the n. We're gonna pop. And then that's gonna be parts. Actually, we're gonna evaluate this first. And then we'll do that for L command 2. It's kind of awkward typing with my left hand because the microphone is directly in front of it. Because I'm trying to get that 10 out of 10 mic quality. So we're going to pop that to. So then for N, parts and 0. So that's going to be the R, G, and B values. I guess I'm going to have to declare R, G, and B first, though, so that when it evaluates them, it doesn't return undefined. So R is going to be equal to 0, var G is going to be equal to 1, and B is going to be equal to 2. So now we have 0, 1, and 2 in the array, I guess. So then we could just do if statements for the 0, 1s, and 2s, and then push R, G, and B as a string to some array, and that array could contain all the RGB values of the nodes at certain positions. Can you have an array as an object index or an object key? Does that work? No, I guess not. You could have the string of it, though, couldn't you? Yeah. Right? I am not sure. So many weird data types. Yeah. Alright, so then if we just did this object dot 23, 34, there we go. So I guess we could take the string index of that. No. JavaScript doesn't like you storing arrays as object keys. Alright. Unfortunate. We could just have the raw position numbers not in an array. So if we had an object And then we had the numbers just separated by commas. And then we had some string. Alright. And then we took index 234, 243. Nope. Still doesn't like it. If I did this without the comma, would it be happy? No. Unexpected token. If I removed the quotation marks, is that it? No. I feel like I'm missing something way more basic here. You can use indexes as keys on objects, can't you? Or am I dumb? I feel like you can. Yeah, you can. No, can you? That just returns an array. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, well, we'll store that problem away for later. Now we've still got to focus on getting the RG and B. So, I guess I'll make variable, let's see, variable components. Sure. And that's going to be an array. So, this is going to be where we're going to store the RG and B values in. So components.push parts 0. You know, I guess we could just have the arrays in some sort of fixed order. And then it wouldn't be position based. Sure. Yeah, that would be a bit messier though. But it would probably be easier. So I'll just do that. That's probably going to come back to bite me. Components. No. Why? Are you like this Notepad++? Components.push parts 0. And then we're going to want to push the initial value too. So I'll make a new variable. Initials dot push parts 1. And then for the position, we'll have positions. And then we'll push parts 2. So, now if we declare a node, it should show up in components, initials, and parts, or in positions. So, I can't spell evaluate. Let's just say node, and it's gonna have RG, but not B. And it's going to have an initial value of 5. Its position's going to be at 5, 1. Components is not defined. Components. There we go. and that returns undefined. Components, it's going to be an array of 0 and 1. Nice. But that's just going to keep pushing to that array, isn't it? Wait, no. Alright, yeah, it's good. Because this is an array inside of an array. At first I thought it was just an array in itself. So components is good. And then initials, that's good. And then positions. That's another array inside of an array, and it contains the position. Good. So now I've got a way to store our nodes, and I assume that if we break these up by semicolon, it should work. So we've got a new node, and this one's initial value is 3, it's at 0, 4, and its components are G and B. And now if we go to components, we're going to have 3, and it's going to be a duplicate because we already added that one. But yeah, that looks good. There we go. Nice. Incredible commentary. So now, we've got to do the same thing but for lines. So, we're going to get parts again. Or we've already got parts, don't we? And yeah, that looks like it would work. Yeah, that should work. Alright. So that's going to have this the component, and alright, so we need to declare these so that our G and B don't return undefined. And then we just push that to line 2, line from, line component 1, and line component 2. Alright. Or no, line from would be first. I'm going to try and do this in order. There we go. And now we just push these to those. Then we can copy paste this. These are going to be components. And we'll just count up these. So now if we have a line, or we evaluate a line, and we say that it goes from 0, 0, or I've got to change these so that it's an array, goes from 0, 0, from G, and then it goes to 3, 5 to B. And then we get line 2, lines 2, what was it? Yeah, line 2. No, not line 2. Line 2. Line 2 is not defined. Did I save this? No, I didn't save this. Of course I didn't save this. So now if we evaluate this, line from is going to be an array of 2, 0, 0. Line 2 is going to be an array of 2, and 3, 5. Line, or no, not line. Comp 1 is going to be 1, because that's G, RG. And then comp 2 is going to be 2, because that's RGB, and then that's B. So now we've got a system of storing this stuff that we evaluate. And we've got 2 simple commands. Now I've just got to find a way to execute those commands and figure out how to actually link up the nodes. How long is this stream going for? 30 some minutes. I think I'm going to cut it off here. This is probably going to be a longer project. I don't know, I really haven't gotten much done. I've gotten some done. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. I'll continue this maybe tomorrow, maybe some other time, maybe never if I forget about it. And thanks for watching.